Where I am now, better than before, through those open doors. Where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place, a tender warm embrace. Where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live at WGPL 1350 Studio, WMVA 88.9 FM, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton's Facebook page. And guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to 1400 AM or 1350 AM. Go to Church Webcast, and guess what? You can hear us all over the world. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 FM and WPCE 1400 AM and WMVA 88.9 FM.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll shout you out later on in the show.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Make sure you like it, share it, subscribe. Go to Crystal Records 1 at YouTube. Subscribe, like, and I promise we're going to shout you out.
Shout out.
All right, Mr. E, it is Fun Friday.
You know, Miss Hinton, I normally would have a joke, but I got one for you if you would allow me to say it.
We'll let you say it at the end of the show when everybody gone. Mr. E, we got too much to cover. But I tell you what, we do have, which we haven't had for a minute, the current job list.
Well, if you know someone that needs a job, all you gotta do is jot this information down and tell them, get a job. That's all you gotta do. Jot the information down and say, listen, I got this great information, so now you can go and get your job. Remember that Home Depot, Lowe's, they are looking for people to work for season that you can get a job right now. Target is looking for folks at Federal Express, Amazon, Brown, United Postal Service. All of those are looking for jobs, and they got programs set aside for them who have been incarcerated, Ms. Hinton, that's been incarcerated, that you need a job. So there's programs. If you just getting out of JAIL, there's programs set aside to help you get back on your feet. So, you know, for the first of the year, go get you a job.
Did you mention the shipyard?
The shipyard is hiring. And so, you know, you can get your job. Don't have to worry about anything because there's great programs for them that need a job. So here's one. Coordinator Academy of Nonprofit Excellence, TCC link. Okay, that's one. Accounting for the plan accounts, they're looking for one. Life Coach, Health and Community Department, CCEVA, is Chesapeake Regional Headquarters Office.
Absolutely. So look, it's a life coach that's needed for that. Mobility Aspire Mentor, CCEVA, Norfolk Office. Also, they need at the Eastern Shore office. You can check them out. Virginia Beach Thrive, they need a mentor at their Princess Anne office. And the bilingual medical case manager is needed for the LGBT Life
Pharmacist enrollment coordinator at the LGBT Life Center, property site coordinator at Bay Agent, VDC for fiscal assistant, enrollment Bay Aging.
All right, medication aid at Bay Agent, RN care manager at Bay Agent, development tool director, Habitat for Humanity, Southampton Road.
Director of development at the Western Tidewater Free Clinic, bookkeeping at NAMI Coastal Virginia.
All right, Camp Ranger is needed. Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
Executive assistant needed at Soundscape. Finance director at Soundscapes and a donor relation officer at WHR.
So write it down, get the pencil, piece of paper. Miss Hinton, where else are these jobs located?
Oh my, go to our Facebook page. You can go on social media at LinkedIn, Facebook, and you'll see those listings there. Please make sure you share them, tell somebody about it. And Mr. E, thinking about the information you just mentioned about the shipyard.
Yeah.
That's December 16th. They're having a job fair. I don't want to forget that. You all look it up, go online and everything. If you need a job, they got a lot of positions. And guess what else? It's a $5,000 bonus for some that qualify. So y'all check them out.
And not only that, Norfolk, Virginia, the school buses, they're looking for drivers part-time. They're giving a $2,000 bonus for signing up right now. And they need helpers to help ride on those buses. So there are jobs all over.
Absolutely. We want to say good morning to Sheila Robbins. Thank you so much for joining us. You all make sure you say something in the chat so we can shout you out.
Yeah.
So, Mr. E, this is first of all, what you going to do for the weekend?
Well, Miss Hinton, I'm going to sit back, relax, and enjoy the weekend because it's supposed to be a nice weekend.
Well, you got all your Christmas stuff up and whatnot?
I'm still working on it. On it. I think I'll cut my grass this weekend, give it final shading for the winter, and throw me some seeds out there for next year.
Very good. Well, I'm definitely making progress, and I'm going to be doing the decoration, putting up the second tree. I'm so excited about that because my grandson is so helpful in that department. But anyway, we're looking forward to a wonderful weekend. The weather is going to be nice, a little rain, but it's going to be warm here in the Hampton Roads area.
And Miss Hinton, I want to do this. I've been wanting to do this all week to tell folks, make sure you wrap up real good. It might be put on layers and it might be warm, 70 degrees, but guess what? There's a lot of infections going around the respiratory section of your body, and some of you your immune system might be down. And so, listen, I just want to let you know, make sure you wrap up. It's still winter.
Yeah, don't uncover too quick. Like, let's see, you said colds. You still got COVID out here, the flu. And we want you all to make sure you stay safe. It's only going to be a couple of days because by the time Monday comes, it's going to just do a number and it goes down in the 50s.
That's right.
Okay, so I tell you what, this is our Friday segment. What's in your closet?
Issue
concerning us women.
Women. We're so glad that we're talking about these women, and guess what? We are learning more every Friday about these women and their issue.
Absolutely. I tell you what, this issue now, Mr. E always talk about we don't go down deep enough for our ladies. We always got some fun-loving, fun Friday things for ladies. But today, Mr. E, we're going to make it a little bit on the serious tip because we're going to find out why women are lonely during the holiday season. Not all women, but I tell you what, it's enough. And there are numbers that prove that, there are so many people that suffer from depression and really have a time, when it comes to you know, the Yuletide season and stuff like that. You know, you think everybody's going to be gay, you know, the Yuletide gay, everybody's going to be happy. You know, it's a time of giving. You know, everybody's excited about the lights and Santa and shopping and loved ones. But there is a population of people that don't exactly feel that way.
Well, you know, they shouldn't be so mean. You know, we talking about these ladies. They are
Mr. E,
mean.
did you say
They are mean. They are
ladies?
mean.
Don't let me look. Don't let me open up the phone line and let these ladies jump on you.
That's why they're so lonely. They're so mean.
This is a serious subject, Mr.
What
E.
do the lonely do?
Oh wow! I tell
At
you,
Christmas.
yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with mean, ladies. It has to do with you know, your state of mind and some of the things that you have gone through. Mr. E, what is loneliness anyway?
Well, Miss Hinton, when you define the word loneliness, you find sad.
Sad of what?
You find that they're going through a state of, when you define loneliness, it says loneliness is sad. And I'll tell you what.
People are sad. Ladies are sad for some reason or another. Google usually says they're sad because they don't have any friends. Whether they have friends or not, I don't know if it has to do with or company.
Feeling of depression.
Yeah. Yes.
Isolated.
Yes.
Friendlessness.
All that.
Yeah.
All that. You know, and some people, you know, may have friends, but sometimes people go through things during the season. I know sometimes the holiday is a trigger for people that have lost loved ones. You know, you find some women that have had a breakup or a divorce or lost a child or lost a parent or a sibling. And it's a trigger for them, you know, wherein they, you know, may feel, you know, some kind of way. They should feel happy. They can't get through it because they are stuck in a place where they're still grieving. I think some people are still grieving sometimes on a yearly basis. It may come up during the holidays. It may come up at other times. But people, you know, find themselves grieving over loss. So it does have to do with friendship at times, but it also has to do with loss. And so, you know, we're going to talk about that, and we're going to find out some things that you can do to make yourselves feel better. You know, I had a relative who, during the holidays, every holiday would cry because of the loss of a parent. And so, you know, but the trigger was, you know, a song. My sister, we were at that house one time, and my sister said, "Oh, by the way of Sandusky." So my grandmother used to say that. And so my relative was like, "Oh my goodness," you know, started weeping because that was a trigger, you know, something that, you know, brought the thoughts of mom and dad. And it, you know, sometimes it's like that. It's like, oh my goodness, you know, the holidays feels strange. It feels like I can't get through. Then a lot of times people feel, I think you said, alienated. They feel like, you know, they're not a part of, you know, they may be out of town. They may be overseas. They may be in the military, can't get to family. And, you know, they may have that lonely feeling. One good thing about it, I always say this, Mr. E, that the wonderful thing about social media and this time in our lives, that we can be connected to one another through technology. So wherein you couldn't get to that person, to your, you know, to your friends or to your spouse or to your parents, social media has hooked us up where we can just look, click a button, and they're right there.
Well, you know, Miss Cynthia, when we started talking about loneliness on Christmas and ladies being loneliness, do you think that because they don't have a significant other, they the one that they fell in love with causes them, or lost a loved one that causes them really to feel melancholy. I know a young lady. I'll never forget it. Every year this happens, that she get her, a bottle of wine. And she sit there and cry.
Because why?
She's so lonely that sometimes cats would tell her your birthday is in December and Christmas in December. I got to let you go in December.
Oh my goodness. So a breakup, a breakup or a divorce, most people want to be with someone.
That's right.
During the season, it's a happy time. It's a gay time. It's a fun time. And so if you find yourself, just like you just said, that person, can you imagine how they feel? Somebody break up with you for the dumbest reason. Oh, you got a birthday and Christmas at the same time, so we have to break up. What do you think that would do to a person's heart? It would cause, pain, but also loneliness during that time. Can you imagine the other seasons, Valentine's Day, or when Christmas rolls around again? That's going to be in that person, in that woman's mind.
When they get lonely like that, there's several reasons that bring on this loneliness, but there are some tips. There are some tips that you can do in order to,
Yeah, we're gonna
you won't be lonely.
Yeah, we're gonna give you some of those tips. It says the festive season can be anything but celebratory for many people, particularly if by chance or circumstances they're spending it alone. Just like we said, every person's situation is different. But what we do know is that festive period is typically when families and friends come together. So it says, according to a recent report, 3.5 million people will be living alone by 2041, an increase by 52%. This is in a particular country, and that's mainly down to age and population. But this is the thing, the sense of belonging, the sense of well-being, that's what sometimes trigger. If you don't feel like you belong, if you don't feel like, you are part of, if you feel isolated and not included, if your money's funny and strange, if you're in debt, this can trigger a whole lot of things to do with loneliness.
It's also said for those who of us without family, friends, or partner at this time of year, it is important to put measures in place to help you manage the negative health impact of loneliness at Christmas. The good news is there are many ways to go about this. Celebrating Christmas and the season of good cheer can be an empowerment and joyful experience. One of the things they say that you could do is volunteer with a charity organization.
I think that's absolutely marvelous.
Yeah.
Nothing brings a sense of belonging and connection more than giving something back to your community.
That's right.
And Christmas really highlights the needs of others around you. And so, you can give, you can volunteer. People are feeding others. They have coat drives.
Right.
They have all kinds of things. They need you. The community needs you. You are needed. People need all the time. As a nonprofit organization, Crystal Community Development Corporation, definitely, there are needs where you need more hands. You need more people that care about the issues that you care about. And so for that reason, if you don't think you have, a connection, you do. Your community is longing to have more people to carry out, and care for others, help them to carry out their mission.
Connect with your social network. That's another thing that you can do.
Yes.
While negative impact of social media receives a lot of chatter, the benefits of our digital landscape can be many and varied. If you're home alone, log in to your social forum can be a great way to connect with people without having to leave the comfort of your armchair.
Absolutely. I just said it. You all look, you can have Zoom parties with your family can't get together. If they're all in other states, you can Zoom them up on Christmas. We did that one year. We had relatives in other places and we just Zoomed in. You can connect. They had their Christmas dinner. We had ours. Everybody had their Christmas dinner. You could just go ahead and connect. You do not have to be isolated and alone and feel like I can't get to my people. I can't get to my relatives because There's a way. God has provided everything for us. And here we are in the middle of technology where you can see
That's right.
your people.
You know, Miss Hinton, but a lot of people like that, being in the presence of one another. It's something about being in the presence of the ones that you love, or the ones that you're thinking about, the ones that you care about, looking at them, smiling, and, you know, being right there to reminisce and to touch one another. It's one of the greatest feelings in the world, you know.
Absolutely. But if you can't do it, do the next best thing.
They said, reach out to your neighbors and your friends. Just as that this time you may trigger feelings of isolating yourself. Reach out to your neighbor.
But are you isolated anyway? Do you isolate yourself from your neighbors? Do you know your neighbors? Do you communicate with your neighbors? You know, sometimes if you are a private person or a person that, you know, really don't want to be bothered, by the time Christmas time comes, hey, it's going to be the same way.
That's right.
Also, you can get involved with festive community events. That's another thing. A whole lot of stuff is going on. A lot of great parties. You know, you have on your job, you have parties, you have social parties, you have club parties, you have, you know, all kind of things. You have things like we have here, Christmas Town, you got Busch Garden, you got all kind of things to do in order to keep yourself busy so you won't get in this.
That's right. And said, be your own Christmas Santa. Treat yourself. I like that. Christmas is a time for treats. So there are no better excuse for practicing the art of finding and doing what brings you joy. According to the National Mental Health Charity, being kind to yourself is a habit that can be developed over time.
Yeah, love on yourself. You know, if you don't have nobody else there with you, if you have lost a spouse, or, you know, you just can't get to your relatives and friends, love on yourself. Just take yourself out. Get you a nice manicure, pedicure, get your hair done, ladies. Go and get a makeover. Or, you know what? You can do a vision board. You can sit back and you can decide what the next year is going to be like. You can sit back and just map out, you know, your hopes and your dreams.
But what happens when folks go to reminiscing? You know, that all that what we're saying is fine and dandy.
And it works.
And it works also. So what happens when folks go to reminiscing and saying, oh, I miss Bob. I miss Mary Lou. Oh, I miss them so much. And they're so dear to my heart. Yes. And for many years, you've been practicing that. For many years, you have not let it go. So, you know, give us some tips of coping with loneliness during the holiday.
Embrace feelings of loneliness. Just acknowledge, you know what, I am so lonely. I really, you know, I just don't know what to do with myself. Ignore advertisements and, ignore things that make you feel bad, triggers and things like that. Make a plan ahead of time. Yeah. You know, don't sit back in the last minute. Oh, it's Christmas. Nobody's coming over. Well, look, the year before or months closer, say, look, let's get together. Let's go out during this time. You know, let's, find a friend that needs, companionship, or, needs to be with you or talk with you. Do that. Lower the stakes, meaning, everything may not be perfect, but you can do things that can, make your day brighter. You may not have, $1 million or money to go to Disney World or something, but you may have enough to just go to a nice restaurant or shop and do a few little things.
Be around people is another one to cope with it. Get around. Stop being a lonely person and staying home and thinking that I ain't got and feeling sorry for yourself. Go ahead and get around some folk. Even if you don't know them, go into the mall, go into the stores are open, walk up and down the street, take a long, cold walk.
Yes, be prepared by coping ahead.
Yeah.
Like I said, go and then go get some help. I mean, let people know what you're feeling. You can't suffer in silence. Don't sit back and nobody knows what you're feeling, and you think people are gonna, read your mind and everything. But you have to definitely prepare yourself for what's ahead. If you know certain things trigger you during the holidays, make sure look and pull out mama's picture. You miss mama, pull out mama's picture.
Yeah.
You miss that wife that that husband that you love. Pull his pictures out. Start talking about him. Don't hide all this stuff. Just get to know yourself better and find out what it takes to make yourself happy.
Because it make you depressed. It's depressing.
Mhm.
Depressing can cause you to be sick too.
Yes.
When you start feeling depressed and sick, it does something to the mechanics of the body. It causes the body to start going through sickness. You get high blood pressure, you get sickle cell, whatever, not sickle cell, I take that back. You get high blood pressure, your sugar might go up, and you cause your body to be discombobulated. So hey, look, let's start coping with it. Create a holiday season bucket list, something you're gonna do. If it snow, I got a bucket full of snowball. When them little children come around that corner, and I'm gonna throw snowballs. I'm gonna have a snowball fight with the children.
Yes, plan a trip, or like I said, get a vision board. If you're in debt and you're depressed, ladies, doing a holiday because you don't have the money, plan on how you're gonna get out of debt. Get a roadmap to getting out. Seek professional help or counseling or whatever to help you to pull you out of the slump. It says also to invite friends and family to virtual gatherings, just like I said.
Yeah.
You can do that and avoid being without relatives. If you're a young lady, you overseas, and you can't, you're in the military, and you can't, get back home to your children and husband or whoever, your mom, get on that computer and go ahead and Zoom them up.
I'm so glad that you made mention of it, Miss Hinton, because that technology has made loneliness more easy to cope with.
Absolutely.
Because now you can go Zooming, you can go on all social media, you can FaceTime your loved one, you can see your children, those who are in the military. Technology has really brought things around. But here's the kicker part, that during that year-time season, the holiday season, that there are going to be thousands and thousands of people that's going to be on social media. That's going to be thousands of people that's going to be FaceTiming folks all over the world. So guess what? Do it that way if you can.
And go to God. Go to God and pray and tell him how lonely you are. Tell him that you need the strength to go through the holidays. You need the support. He'll understand. God will be there for you. You may feel lonely, but you're not alone. God is there. And you can always reach out to him. You can always go to church. People will support and love on you. Just don't forget that part of it. Don't forget that God is always there for us. Go to his word, read his word, pray, listen to songs that uplift you. And I promise you're going to feel better.
And don't get to the point where you're going to drink your way through the holiday.
If y'all don't stop all that, do you know alcohol and all that bud y'all smoking it changes the way the body works. Get off of that. Now, that's something that you can do. Get off of some of that alcohol and all that stuff, bringing your emotions and all that stuff up and down. That was what was wrong with one of my relatives, the one I just told you about. Wouldn't stop the drinking.
Crying drunk.
So crying, heard one thing and
run. Drunk.
And there was the daggone emotion. Get off that liquor. Get off that bud. Y'all stop all that stuff. That's right.
I think I'll shut the liquor stores down this year. I think I close all the liquor stores and take all the wine and the beer off the shelves, this year, and see and let folks go to a withdrawing period.
Thank you.
Because I've seen right down there in my community, Miss Hinton, on the main highway, a military highway, they extended the building in the ABC store.
Well, I tell you, some of you women ain't lonely. Y'all just hide up. Get off that stuff. Get in your right mind. And find things to do. Be productive. Seek help if you need it. Seek God if you need it. And everything will be all right.
What do the lonely do?
I tell you what, there are a lot of things. And we just told you. God bless you all. Look, come over here for a minute. We love you. Thank you for your support. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Merry Christmas. For the last 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. Don't forget, you ain't lonely. Just find you a good book and start reading it. For more information about FYI, give us a call at 757-714-7861. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 9:30 to 10. And don't forget to join us on Monday for FYI After Dark. For more information, call us 757-714-7861 or inbox us on Edward Everett's Facebook page, FYI Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or email us at FYIRadioShowLive@gmail.com.
I just want to tell people, that, it may sound funny, but I taught this. I had a anti-drug and tobacco and alcohol class for youth, and drugs, alcohol and stuff, it changed the way the body works. And so, your emotions are up and down because of the way alcohol and stuff will do you. It'll bring you up and bring you down. And so, anything can trigger the loneliness and depression and really make it worse, Mr. E, when you're on those substances.
That's right. Sometimes that substance will cause you to, it triggers and cause you want to be where you want to be. And you can't go where you want to be. So now you got to have this, I think I'll go around that you intoxicated now. And now you're going to walk around and get your head bust open because you think I'm going to see my child. Ain't got not their Christmas present. You ain't been around there all year long. And now you want to get together and go around and see your child, or you, hey Mabel, where you? Well, Mabel got her another friend, so you got to move on. So stop drinking that juice and
get over that gin and juice.
And leave that bud alone. That's what's happening. That gin and juice, that alcohol, and that marijuana and that beer and wine cause people emotions to cause them to their equilibrium to come off. They begin just as crazy.
Mr. E, and now they're talking about that other stuff that's in the street, that narcotic. What's that thing?
You talking about that? I know what you're talking about. That they got what is it?
Fentanyl and all that stuff. That stuff. And then this is the thing, they were talking about it, how people are lacing it in other drugs.
That's right.
It's like
gummies and all that stuff.
This stuff is blowing the minds of people. And so, it may sound funny, but we are serious. If you take the time and make sure you're not overindulging. I'm not saying some people can't do it socially. I'm talking about as far as people do drink sociably. But I'm saying when you start blunt, you on your blunts and you drinking 3 gallons of Hennessy,
Henny, bring it on the rain.
This is it. Abuse, meaning you're overdoing it.
Yeah.
Your emotions are going to be going up and down. So try to balance everything. When you are feeling bad and lonely, don't even overindulge in food. Don't even eat too much.
And listen, here's another thing when we're talking about them drugs, and I want folks to really, really get this down. I'm serious about these drugs because there's cookies, they're laced, they're gummies, they're laced, that these gummy bears, they're laced. They got some of everything. Popsicles laced, drinks are laced, cool, everything out there that a drinker, a drunk would like.
Mr. E, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And I want you to say that again very clear, because you know what? Folks are going to a lot of parties.
That's right.
And people are not telling you what's in the stuff.
That's right. When they do that, they got it laced. They're not telling you that there are gummies over here that's real candy, and then there's gummy over here that's lace candy, and then some people are mixing it up. That's the devil that's in a lot of people that won't tell you what's going on with what you got, and then you got innocent people that's taking gummies, and now they're acting all out of character, don't know what hit them. So guess what? Please, if you're gonna drink, don't drive. Don't get behind no wheel. Don't say I got to go this way and you intoxicated. Listen, Put the liquor down. Put the weed down. And
especially if you're abusing it. If you're not
right.
sociable, you can't be sociable with it. You're gonna have to put that stuff down.
And if you can't stay home in your comfort of your own house and smoke your blunt, or you can't stay home in the comfort of and drink your liquor, people can't stay home and drink
Well,
it.
how about don't do it at all? Home or not home. That stuff, you blunting it, you're abusing. Now you're abusing. That stuff is not supposed to be consumed like that.
That's right. That's right. And then you get to the point of speaking sober thoughts.
We on a whole different vibe. But anyway, we're talking about loneliness.
That would bring loneliness.
I'm saying, with substances and things like that, make sure it's not abuse, because, those things. I'm telling you about a relative that I had who, alcohol, and it would be triggered during the holidays, not any other time, but the holidays would trigger them because they consume too much alcohol. Now amazing. You hear something like on the road of Sandusky, what your mama used to say. Now you done gone, you crying like a baby. You got to put the baby bottle in your mouth. And so we need to definitely, make sure we are looking after ourselves. Mr. E said, made a point of loving on yourself. Be your own
That's
Santa.
right. Love yourself.
Love on yourself, honey.
You made it this far. And now you're allowing something else to get into your way that cause you to feel out of character, that brings down your happiness. And just imagine, you might be feeling some kind of way, your melancholy way, but and guess what they're doing? They partner like rockstar. Ain't paid you not near attention, paid you no mind whatsoever, and they doing their thing. You home. Oh, I wish it would rain.
I got to tell on Mr. E. Mr. E forgot my tea. I can't even serve that tea without my tea. I can't serve it without my tea. We're going to have to serve it next week.
Well, let's serve just a little bit.
Who we serving up?
I just want to serve a little tea on a friend of mine who Felix told me to tell him that he might be joining somebody.
Who? Tell us, Mr. E, don't hold back.
Did it?
Did he out the trouble, didn't
he? Did it?
Not out the trouble. See, this is where my cup comes in.
Pity is in trouble.
Y'all pray for these folks.
What's wrong with it?
Is a sad
Let's talk about this.
But let me say this, because it's they have this law, and they trying to get folk to come forth, and I think it may be past the date of taking these people and prosecuting them for sexual crimes against women, and things like that. Look, I'm telling you, pray for Diddy, because I'm telling you, the women haven't stopped coming forth. They have one now. Mr. E, tell us about that story.
I think it was a
17-year-old
child.
She was 17 at the time.
Yeah. He ran there saying, I believe I can fly.
Ooh, I tell you what. And this is the thing. It's not that you can buy your way out of this stuff.
That's right.
Sometimes.
Money can't get you
Look at the
out.
ones that are in jail and prison. Leave these women alone. These women are coming back, and they with a vengeance. They are going to get you for the things that you've done to them.
That's right.
So you gotta be careful. Celebrities and stuff, they talk about the parties that they have and where they're lacing all. Missy just said lacing drugs and alcohols allegedly, and wherein now they can traffic women in or abuse women while they're drunk and stuff. So women are saying, I remember I might have been hied up because you put something in my drink, but I want that hide after I come from the doctor and I'm finding out that I've been abused and I have something that's going on down in areas of my body. And where was I at the time? I was at that place. And guess what? That place now, that person now is being held accountable, Mr. E.
They said Diddy is responding to a new lawsuit accusing him of engaging in group sexual assault of a minor.
Allegedly.
Diddy has taken social media to react to the latest lawsuit accusing him of sexual assault. On Wednesday, December the 6th, the hip hopper shared a written statement on Facebook and X. Enough is enough. For the last couple of months, I have sat silently and watched as people tried to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. The statement read.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to find out how it plays out. We know with the young lady Cassie that he had to pay big money. And so the other ones are going to come out of the woodwork and they're going to say, look, me too. And then some that may not have had that encounter with him. Some folk going to come out and just lie and fake it. Because guess what? It's big money in it. And,
That's right.
you know, some people, to make stuff go away, they just settle. And so, you know, he got a lot to account for, and some other folk as well.
You know, Miss Cynthia, when it came out in the magazine published by Rolling Stone article December 6th, detailing the sexual assault, just in case folks don't know what it was all about, of a manor in 2003. Diddy real name Sean Combs has accused of participating in.
He was accused, yeah.
Listen to this. This is what's sickening to me. Accused of participating in gang, G-A-N-G, rape of a 17-year-old alongside two other adult men. One man remains unidentified, but the other reported to be Harvey Perry, described as Diddy longtime lieutenant by the Rolling Stone.
All right, now I tell you what, we're gonna follow these stories. I tell you the tea. That is a lot of tea. That's some serious tea. And but we got to get ready to go in a little bit. Let me just remind you all of the Royal Ladies Pie. Come on, get your pies ordered now, so we can get those things out to you. We will deliver, and we'll tell you more about that, about how we're going to be doing things for the Ladies Pie, the things that we're going to add to the menu. Also, you can reach us at the Royal Ladies Pie at gmail.com. That's ROYALLADYS, the ladies, the Royal Ladies Pie, the Royal Ladies Pie at gmail.com. Also, go to Bulvic Academy, BULVIC Academy.com. There's a wonderful a game there called Bulvic. During the holidays, you can get that. You can download it. You can go to Google Play for your Androids. You can go to the iPad, iPhone, Apple.com for that. And you can go to Bulvic Academy and get it there, the links there as well. The books are there. Bullying is right underneath your nose. The Diary of a Former Bully. It's in English, Spanish. It's an ebook. It's a hard copy. It's a soft copy. It's whatever you can get it is there. Also, we got some upcoming shows. The Time of Giving next week. We're going to start our Time of Giving, Mr. E. And also, don't forget to follow us on social media.
You know, Ms. Cynthia, one of the things I want to let our social media listeners here on Facebook know that you can participate also in our Time of Giving.
Yes.
You don't have to sit there and listen. You can pick up the telephone when it's time to give it, or you can chime in with us and say, I want to be a participant in your Time of Giving, and let's let you win also.
All right, you can win. You can also give to our audience. And we want to thank our audience for being such a wonderful, wonderful friend and just connecting with us all the time. Sheila Robbins, thank you so much for your support. Valerie Watson Anderson, thank you. All you all that are on, thank you so much for being on with us. We're celebrating 8 years. 8 years. Yes, but we're in our Christmas season. Starting next week, we'll be doing our Time of Giving. Make sure you all log in, lock in, and enjoy our Time of Giving segment. So also, Mr. E's going to tell you how you can be a special guest sponsor intern with FYI Radio Show.
Just before I say that, I want to say happy birthday to my grandson.
Oh, yes.
Maverick, everyone said happy birthday to you. He turned 8 years old today. That's one of the 18 grand youngins that I do have.
And he's a cutie pie too.
And if you like, if you like to be a special guest or sponsor or intern of FYI Radio Show, all you have to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861. Again, that number is 757-714-7861. Or you can inbox us at Edward Everett Facebook page, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton Facebook page, FYI Facebook page, or email us at FYIRadioShowLive@gmail.com.
God bless you all. We love you. Have a wonderful weekend. If you're in the Hampton Roads area, enjoy the weather.
That's right. Make sure you take off the layers, and more layers. And
take
listen,
them off.
take off. If you put on too many layers, make sure you put on enough clothes and that you can shed off, and don't get caught in the lonely Christmas.
All right, there are remedies. Look at this, go and relook at this show here today, and it'll tell you some of the wonderful things that you can do to have a wonderful holiday. God bless you all. See you on Monday for Sports Talk.
And don't forget this weekend, Miss Hinton, just before we go, I want to let everybody know that the Dallas Cowboys play this Sunday. Let me give you a rundown right quick, Miss Hinton, of the Dallas Cowboys game. The game that's going to be playing today, this Sunday, Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be playing against Atlanta Falcons. Who's going to win, Miss Hinton?
I don't know. You said against Atlanta. I don't know, but let's keep going.
Detroit against Chicago. Indianapolis against Cincinnati. Jacksonville against Cleveland. Carolina Panthers against New Orleans. Houston against the New York Jets. Rams against Baltimore Ravens. Minnesota Vikings against Las Vegas. San Francisco 49ers against the Seattle Seahawks. Kansas City against Buffalo. LA Chargers against the Denver Broncos. Dallas Cowboys against the Philadelphia Eagles. Miami against Tennessee Titans. And the Giants against Green Bay. Who is your pick? You are Philadelphia or Dallas?
Don't ask me. Don't ask me. Don't ask me.
Tell our listening audience.
I'm going to let the audience decide. Look, who do you all think? Put it in the chat. We're going to check it out later on. God bless you. We all know who Mr. E wants.
Dallas!
God bless y'all. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
That's right. Two up, two down.